So I was kind of waiting for things to settle down with this event. I'm getting the typical comments on my videos. People in the area somehow searching my videos and, telling me to remove it, or that I'm shaming the families because, it was real. Of course, it's going to look real from your perspective down there. I mean, they call all the agencies in and they block off the area so nobody can see what's going on. I mean, nobody's allowed. The kids are taken out. They're going to be hysterical. They're going to tell their parents. This is all the things that generate the perception of an event. So, yeah, I mean, I know when I make a video that I'm going to get comments like that, but they're not going to deter me from doing this analytical work. I mean, if people don't do it, who will do it? And it's getting to the point where media has to be criticized. Someone has to criticize the media based on laws that we have in place. I mean, it's a hoax until proven real. The way that media wants to operate, that's how it's going to have to be.
We are heartbroken about this senseless act of violence, but we are so thankful for the quick response by law enforcement and school employees who prevented further injuries. Our school district has been working hand in hand with law enforcement for the past 5 years. We have participated in county-wide active assault training, and Anderson 4 schools have all received active shooter training.
Interesting. Alright, a couple of things I want to point out. Just watch the guy in the background. He just looks tense and guilty. They're just relaying information. Why do all of these people standing up here seem guilty? I want to make the video short. I don't want to do these long and drawn out videos trying to get really concise points. These guys are nervous for no reason.
I'm Captain Garland, Major with the Anderson County Sheriff's Office. I command the Criminal Investigations Division. As Dr. Avery said, around 1:45 this afternoon, we got a call of an active shooter. Deputies were on the scene within 7 minutes.
Yeah, so he really emphasizes that 7 minutes thing. 7 minutes seems like a long time, but if the thing was cross town, 7 minutes may be a really fast time. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the kid was 14. There's like 7 coding with this event.
Deputies were on the scene within 7 minutes. Deputies were on the scene within 7 minutes.
Sorry for repeating that a couple of times. I just like how he emphasized 7 minutes. And yeah, they're just big upping themselves because he says that they locked this kid down in 15 minutes. Listen. So it happened at 1:45 and they got the kid in 15 minutes. Took them 7 minutes to get there. What was the kid doing? Was there even a kid? A shooter? I doubt it. They're phantom people they just made up. Killed his father, homeschooled. Come on. You think we're that stupid?
And I believe we did have the shooter in custody before 2 o'clock. There was a rapid response and we were able to contain the subject and ensure the safety of everyone else involved.
So, let me get this straight. They got a call at 1:45. It took 7 minutes for them to get there. So, they got there at 1:52. And then they locked him down in 8 minutes. So it sounds like it was a pretty low-key event. If it was an event, but it wasn't. It was fake. So what the people saw, what people that are commenting on my channel saw, was a drill. And some people were saying, ATF wasn't there. And yeah, I would have probably said based on this interview that they weren't sending it. And I'm not hating on anybody that comments that kind of information, because when the stuff is settling out, it really, it does have that air of being real. But so, yeah, he's just, it's not really making sense now, because it seemed like the situation was cooled down.
The investigation is in the initial stages. We've only been out there 3 hours. This is going to be a very slow, methodical, and meticulous investigation.
Okay, so minus the 7 minutes it took for them to get there, it took them 8 minutes to lock the kid down, and it's going to be a slow, methodical process. Why exactly? I'm kind of missing the, it's a 14-year-old kid. This is all saying that it's real, but I don't buy it. I'm not really putting the pieces together here. So, can someone help me in the comments? Come to a better realization here on what's going on, but I don't, what exactly is going on?
We're not going to have all the answers at one time. We're not going to have all the answers at 11.
Well, why don't you just tell us when you have the answers? Oh no, because then the story would seem way less believable. You have to have it as like an unfolding packet that takes about a week to actually take its course. GoFundMe's, blah blah blah. It's all in the works. And it's all part of this little machine organism. It's a living thing. It's a living thing now. Now that it can respond to the data collection instantaneously. We're getting all sorts of crap now. We're getting events that don't tie up all the ends. There's people dying throughout the week. Apparently the hospitals don't know what they're doing. The kid was airlifted out and they couldn't stop bleeding because he hit a femoral artery. I mean, he was airlifted out. He wasn't receiving medical attention right in the helicopter. This seems really unbelievable.
This is going to be a very slow, methodical, and meticulous investigation. We're not going to have all the answers at one time. We're not going to have all the answers at 11.
All right. Let's catch what numbers this guy says right here. And also what he just said. He said methodical and meticulous, I think. MM. And we know MM typically means 33.
We've only been out there 3 hours.
So you got that number, right? 3?
This is going to be a very slow, methodical, and meticulous investigation. We're not going to have all the answers at one time. We're not going to have all the answers at 11.
11. 3 times 11 is 33.
Rachel is a white female. The shooter is a juvenile. He's a white male. There's no racial undertones there. There's no terrorism involved. We feel confident that we have the sole shooter, that no one else is involved, and that the community is not in danger. Juvenile, he's a white male. There's no racial undertones there. There's no terrorism involved.
You heard him say that, right? And what does he say after this?
We feel confident that we have the sole shooter.
The sole shooter. No terrorism. No racism.
That no one else is involved.
No one else is involved.
And that the community is not in danger.
The community is not in danger. Now, this was September 28th. This was the day it happened. Comments disabled. There's a few different locations that have this. And now, this isn't the main video that made me want to do a video. I was just at work this morning compiling a list of videos to watch, and I'm picking through this with you guys live.
at this point. Like I said, we will try to get some information out there to you as soon as we can.
So that's more or less what this guy has to say. Look at that freeze frame. He's like, I did it. He finished his little thing, passes it off, and one gentleman, I don't know his name, segues into the questions. Typically, that's where you'll see a lot more shifty eyes, all sorts of stuff. And it's just weird. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on. There's a weird beeping that goes on for a long period during the question and answer. And I almost feel like it was put in the video so that people who watch the conference will get to that point and be annoyed, and only true people like digging in this shit for information would continue to listen to the noise, because it's irritating. I thought it was like a cell phone or some sort of alert in my house.
I'm Ken Waters, Vice Chairman of Anderson County Council. We want to thank all of our agencies for their quick response.
Okay, so I don't know what agencies were there the first day, but based on what he said, it seemed like they wrapped it up. So why is ATF there? He said everyone's safe, but of course these agencies are going to be here all week. They're going to set up tents, and they're going to waste taxpayer money doing bullshit here. Look at all these eyes looking down. They get so much worse when you see them squirming up there when people are asking questions that should easily be answered.
But the main reason we are here is to make sure everyone involved knows that Anderson County will be supportive of school administration, teachers, students, and families in this situation all the way through the end.
They're already setting up counseling on the weekend for adults and children affected. So it's all just money. They need money for this, so you're going to see some more disturbing things in a bit.
We'd also like to extend our thoughts and prayers to each one of those. Thank you.
Look at how squirmy everyone is. The questions. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Questions, not questions. That's not the script. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Questions. Look at this guy in the back. Oh, no, not questions.
At this point, I don't know the exact relationship between the four. In time, we should be able to put that up for you.
So that was a pretty good question. Are they related? Is there any motive?
That I can't tell you right now. Again, the infancy of the investigation, 3 hours, we don't have much.
Okay, so don't even hold a press conference. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. You guys have to build the event up over a time period to make it seem more solidified. So I understand why you hold news conferences and give fucking no information. Alright. Keep going, though.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think one of the students was shot in the leg, the other in the foot, and the teacher was in the shoulder.
Just the way these guys are lurking up there. This guy's like, oh, to me, they look like, they mean no good. Look at orange, blue, orange. Like, they're all trying to get you to trust them wearing their blue freaking thing. Yellow tasseled flags. Orange lady in a giant orange trench coat looking thing. Orange pin. Orange tie.
I doubt it.
That I wouldn't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think one of the students was shot in the leg, the other in the foot, and the teacher was in the shoulder.
Did you characterize the injuries at this point, or all the injuries recoverable?
I doubt it.
They leave that open-ended for the obvious reason that 2 days later they're going to break the news that one of the kids that was shot in the leg, who is airlifted out. I'm not gonna ruin the story. We'll get there in a second.
We haven't even made it into the scene. We have such a large scene at the school, the one on Osborne Drive. We haven't even entered that yet, so I can't tell you that right now. I don't know if our office has or not.
Is the shooter's mother an employee at the school?
I wouldn't.
You know he's a teenager. Do you happen to have his exact age?
I'm just going to say teenager right now.
What's the relationship between the shooter and the shooting, the children?
I know they all go to school together. As far as their being friends or anything, I can't tell you. He was a homeschool.
In the classroom, did this happen in the classroom at the school?
Homeschooled. They all made sure they responded there.
He was a homeschool.
Homeschooled. Yeah, homeschooled.
In the classroom, did this happen in the classroom at the school?
The exact location I can't tell you.
Wow. The location you can't tell us? Did it happen at the school? That's all the guy asked. That's weird.
I don't know that yet. I don't know that yet. At this point, I don't have an answer for you on that.
Here's where the beeping starts. Listen to this.
At this point, we
3
don't know.
minutes to go.
We're trying to determine that right now.
And forgive me if I missed this, but where and how did this student enter the shooter? Did he go just straight to the front door? Was it?
Look at them get tense in the back.
I'm not sure that either, sir.
Almost smiles. Security cameras now. Alright, now you'll notice that beeping, and the beeping for me started right when the questions started picking up pace and they were continuously saying they couldn't answer, I don't know, no, we can't tell you that at the moment. Watch how squirmy they start to get behind him and his beeping starts.
At this point, we don't know. We're trying to determine that right now. I'm not sure that either, sir.
He's smiling!
And there's security cameras and 2 entryways, a door lock system, an airlock system.
So hear this beeping? It's like they told someone to have a watch alarm go off, like, I don't know, 10 minutes into this thing, so that if the questions are getting dragged out, that maybe the people are less likely to ask them because of this beeping, annoying noise. I don't know. It's just a theory, but can someone please stop the beeping? It's a professional news conference. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen more professional presentations at college. Like, shut your damn phone or whatever that is off. This is a television. This live conference. That's why I'm not buying any of this. She's laughing.
Have to be buzzed in, but I'm not sure how he entered the school. I don't have that information.
Is she smirking?
It was a handgun.
Okay, the beeping stopped.
It was a handgun. It was a handgun.
What can you tell us about the weapon? Was it a handgun?
It was a handgun. It was a handgun.
Caliber? What? Why is it funny? They just want to know the caliber. I should be able to answer that. Caliber, smiling. You know, I had this one concept in my head. What if they were just doing like airsoft shootings? School shooting. Like caliber, he's smirking. What if they were using like airsoft caliber BBs? And that's the big joke that no one's figured out yet. Smiling. Smiling. I'm gonna have to validate my account, because this is definitely gonna be like a 30, maybe even an hour special on this incident. Clearly smiling. Clearly smiling.
He would have to be buzzed in, but I'm not sure how he entered the school. I don't have that information.
You see that glitching too? I thought that was my buffering. That's on the recording.
It was a handgun.
He asked you the caliber, not if it was a handgun. That should not, no one should be smiling. No one should be smiling, period, if this is real. Well, what was the weapon? It was a handgun. What was the caliber? Well, if you don't want to tell us the caliber, it's just kind of, it's getting ridiculous at this point, the suspicion based on the amount of, like, you can't answer any questions, can't tell us what caliber or gun it was. And then not only do you say it was a handgun, well, handgun doesn't designate caliber. It can be a .45 handgun, it can be a .38, it could be a .357 Magnum revolver, it could be a Luger, it could be anything. It could be his dad's Glock, it could be a Glock 9mm. You know, that would help us out. If it was a .45, maybe we have hemorrhaging blood loss and an inability to save a 6-year-old after airlifting him out 7 minutes after the incident. This one couldn't be any more fake. I mean, they're fidgety the whole time, and I swear this guy's about to laugh. A lot of these people look like they're about to laugh, and here they are breaking a little bit of that nervousness. And what did they do? They rejected a reporter. They didn't tell him the caliber of the weapon. I mean, it's a pretty easy thing. And like the fact that they just breeze over the CCTV or their surveillance, that should be released, you know, right away.
Something's going on at school this time. Is that fine with recess? Anything going on with that?
I mean, I don't know if I should speak to this. I think there were some students out on the recess area, and the shooting may have occurred there, and the teacher got the students in the car.
Well, where the shooting occurred somewhere. I heard he ran with a fence. I don't know, this is early when they weren't giving information out, but why? Why aren't you giving information out? The guy started this conference saying everything was good, everyone's safe, we have him in custody. So start breaking the scene down for us. And you won't see that happen because they're waiting for ATF, they're waiting for these higher level agencies to walk them through the process and tell them what info to release, what to do, because we saw this as an unfolding event, and they have to make it like this. And I'm not saying like this is the first one like this. A lot of them do follow this blueprint where they unfold. You get the crisis actors, and that's what the video is finishing up with. It's what I started my day watching this morning, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, I say this all the time. But this time, I mean, it's freakish that, because they let the camera roll 3 minutes on this lady. And it's bad. It's crisis acting. This one is crisis acting. They have a GoFundMe, and it's crisis acting. Clear, cut, and dry.
But I have to defer to law enforcement.
I don't have access to that. I wouldn't.
You don't. What? This is. See what I mean? This is like the weirdest. I'm watching this with you guys live. Usually, I do that too. I see maybe a 5-minute piece of the video and decide whether or not to go in depth with it. And I mean 5 minutes of like, not even 5 minutes, less than that. I just skip through it and get a good chunk. And usually there's at least 1 or 2 little things that I definitely can make a video about. And now this one's going to have to get chopped down because there was so much just in the questions, and we're still not even done.
I do know he's on the school ground.
So he's getting a signal.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this news conference. We'll
Did
have
you
next
hear
scheduled
that?
News conference at
And then he
9
dips
p.m.
in.
If we have any additional information that we can provide, we'll give you.
I'm going to go over that again because this is a lot. This is a critical question here he asked.
Right. I do know he's on the school ground.
So they just answered the question that they apprehended him on the school grounds. They weren't able to tell you where the shooting was specifically. Like, I don't know why not. If they're able to tell you where they apprehended him, what they? All right, listen to this guy. Just watch his mannerism. Watch his demeanor while this journalist asks a question. He says something about the suspect was apprehended at first by a firefighter. And this guy's looking around. All of them are kind of like, huh. Maybe he's telling them that's it. We ran out of time. I just don't think they want to answer that question about the firefighter. Why are they not answering this yet?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this news conference. We'll have next scheduled news conference at 9 p.m.
And he cuts in.
If we have any additional information that we can provide, we'll give you those updates as it becomes available. But our next scheduled time is at 9 o'clock this evening. Thank you.
We do not know what the governor will be speaking, because the governor will be meeting with us later on here at this facility, but we're not prepared, she's just not prepared to press release. Because everything's so fluid and moving on with this.
All of them trying to leave, but this lady was smirking, I swear, the whole time. These two were laughing. I just feel like this is complete mockery. It says damaged on the kids' heads. Damaged. Yes. Ha 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 ha. It's like them. It's like a message to us. Yes, it's fake. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. It's like this grainy image. This is another one. He's definitely got that Jerry Maguire thing going. Glasses. You know. Alright, so he supposedly had brain injury due to catastrophic loss of blood. I mean, now, do you notice? I can't remember whether I said this or not. It says damage on both of their heads, okay? Now, they don't have any other pictures of the kid. Maybe without these things on his shoulder that say damaged on the head. I thought the kid just died of brain damage. Like, don't you think that's a little weird? It's just so absurd. This is like a police officer on the road on his shirt. Red, white, and blue. When I saw this initially, I just had this like weird like, you know, this is like the classic like devil, angel scenario. Not that they're devil and angel, but like they're on the shoulders. And yeah, I wasn't even putting two and two together, but it's just weird. Alright, you want to see something weird? When you search Jacob Hall, you get like the ones that's on here. And yeah, it's great. So those are getting popular because recent, you know. There's another one with him supposedly. Now, to me, what is going on? That's supposedly him. And that's him. I mean, I guess it's him. This one looks different though. Always contorting his face. That's the only one where he's somewhat normal. Zach's picture of it had, on his video, it had 33 on the license plate. I can't find it in that original form, but when you search Jacob Hall, look. Look at this. Tri-State football. So Jacob Hall, this was February 7th. So 2/7/2014. Jacob Hall will go to Brown. 33 rushing, 1 receiving. He found the end zone 77 times in his career. This is weird. Like, what the hell? So, where's that picture? So, he's number 33? Alright, well, that was the page. That was the kid, though. He's number 33. It won't let me view the image. So I couldn't find my own video with that 33. I tried, but he's saying that this is viral. I'd like to see that. It's South Carolina 33 BR. Zach's one of the only main channels covering this. He shows you this. I missed this. Unless this is a fraudulent image. But he also points out another thing. Alright, one more time here. 33, BR, Ninja Turtles, S, Superman. So there's the other shooting. I think it happened actually a year ago, but they just released the body cam of it. The other 6-year-old boy who got shot. And it just so happens that he was wearing a Superman hat in this picture. And he was also 6 years old.
6-year-old boy being shot by police in Louisiana a year after the fact. Remember, Superman has the same gematria as kill, the same gematria as shooting. And both of these 6-year-old boys are supposedly victims of gun shootings.
I don't know even how to introduce this one. Because, quite frankly, upon seeing it this morning, I thought I was still dreaming. This just came out yesterday. She spoke to the media. And, she spoke for 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Notices Ninja Turtles. Brand new. Looks like he just bought it. And I'm not saying, They're just trying to reinforce that picture, that previous picture. Watch a lot of these people in the back. Look at what you got here for demographics. I'm going to just try to play it through without pausing too much, without commenting. All right.
It's taught me that no matter what you and your family go through, you're always family. And to never forget that. Always hold on to each other. No matter how mad somebody makes you and your family, you always be able to forgive that person, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed the rest of the night. You're not guaranteed 1 minute from now. Always, always let the ones you love know that you love them. No matter how angry or how hurt you are at them or what they had done, just let them know that they are loved and that you are family.
I see your bracelet there. How big a role does faith play?
Jacob loved God. Jacob taught me to love God. Jacob.
It's like they act, they see the bracelet and they bring up God. It's like, yeah, that was definitely going to be a question. This is...
Jacob loved God so much that he was not afraid to go home to God. Anytime I was sad or I had a bad day, he would touch my face and tell me to pray to Jesus, that Jesus would make it okay. His Sunday school teachers. My baby prayed like a grown man. There was never a child's prayer when it came to him. And he prayed for everybody that he knew was sick besides himself. Jacob was always sick. Jacob was sick from the day he was born. He was born 6 weeks early. He had asthma. He had asthma that kept him in the hospital the first year of his life. And there was times that we didn't even think that he would make it out of RSV. But he pulled through. He was strong. He was very strong. Jacob was my superhero.
With all there's a lot of events going on in the community for Jacob and everything else, I guess. Is there anything, I know you've been asked this question before, but is there anything that's kind of changed within the community or?
Oh my God, Townsville is a small town, but I never knew that so many people loved like they did in Townsville. Not only in Townsville, all across the world. I've had people contact me from Canada, from New York, all over, from the East Coast, the West Coast. There's good people in this world. And it took my son's death for me to realize that there are still good people in this world, because I had gave up. I stopped watching the news because I hated to watch every day that somebody was killed on the news. I hated that. And Jacob's death showed that that wasn't what the world's about. The world's about people coming together in a time of crisis and helping people that they don't even know get by that time. Wasn't what the world's
I honestly can't even stomach
about
this.
people coming together in a time of crisis and helping people that they don't even know get by that time.
Alright. I think this is I was gonna wait till the end. I'm just kind of doing this as I go along here, but I think this is a good time to show something else. See this guy in the background? I mean, were you paying attention to anybody in the background? Were you seeing the demographics that they're hitting on? Did you hear what she said about the news? Do you see this security camera in the back here? Do you see the coding all around? Did you see the text on the baby? It's an ad. It's a freaking ad. These guys are funny in the back. Everyone here is funny. Is she smiling? They're smiling. I just think that something else is going on here. It's all in the eyes. And apparently Dimples. Everyone heard that little plug, right? News isn't about... What did she say? The news is... She stopped watching the news because it was about people just getting shot every day. But she realized it wasn't about that. It was about coming together and helping those that you normally wouldn't help in a time of need. Were you referring to your GoFundMe page? That is 80K from the goal. Which this campaign is trending. Oh no. People. Yeah, alright, so let's go back to the thing.
I hated that. And Jacob's death showed that wasn't what the world's about. The world's about people coming together in a time of crisis and helping people that they don't even know get by that time.
Let me just put a little point in here before this next part kicks in. I call her the yes lady. She's just, alright. This is getting to be an in-depth video. I like that Russian vids did a video on this because, although it might be very clear to most of the audience, it is good to make videos like this showing obvious tactics that are being deployed here. You think that all these demographics are Trump supporters? They're getting paid. They're getting paid to jump and cheer and, you know, do the different things. Trump starts the 666 hand signal, and then you see a lady jump up. It's just a clear indication that they're trying to cognitively program you subliminally. Get that woman vote. You know, a lady doubles up the same hand sign that Trump does in moments before. And they want you to make that connection. They want all the women to watch and make that connection. That he did the sign, she did the sign, even though they might not both notice it. It's so calculated. It's not even funny. All the campaigning, you'd have like cued makeouts between gays in the background. You'd have people cheering, people nodding, all demographics. It's staged. If he's going to be up here and it's going to be on the TV, you best believe it's an ad. I'm not listening to what he says. We know what the hell they say. We know their scripted dialogue. We know it front to back. We don't need to listen to them anymore. We just need to watch and look what's going on. It's so easy.
With the red hat, you have a woman holding up her phone with the American flag hat. Donald Trump throwing up 666 hand signs. This is our rigged reality.
See him throwing it up right there? He throws it up all the time.
Strategically placed, all demographics. Complete joke.
Boom. Double, no, not the Baphomet. Double 666. Like, since when do you see people get up and do that? Double okay, right? Like, I've never ever seen anybody do that, ever. Sporting event, campaign, maybe a campaign, but I've never seen somebody naturally do that, is what I'm saying.
People, this woman's throwing up the 666 hand sign in the back.
See? Even Russians was just like, he probably didn't even, he's filming this live. And it's just that easy. It's that easy. And you got this woman smiling at the same time. It's all, they probably all have earpieces. They're all paid. And if they don't all have earpieces, they're getting signals. And I'll show you some of that. Alright, I'm going to mute this part because it'll probably flag the video for the sound. This is like a song. But this is like a freaking ad. Watch this shit. We don't need to hear what they're saying. We only need to watch. I mean, do I need to say anything? Like, what the freaking hell? So watch her. This lady right here. I saw this at my work. I saw this at my work. Relax, everyone. Everyone just chill watching the video. Just chill. Because we're going to get into some deep shit right here. And I know this is obvious to a crap ton of people who watch my content. Because, like, that's why you're watching the content. You just see the phony plasticness of our entire reality. And the newer generation, you guys just don't get it. You've been born into the conditioning. You haven't seen a great shift. You haven't connected the dots. I call it like exposing fraud. Exposing fraud. This is an ad. These people are all paid. She looks to the side so much. I'm cutting to this Hillary crap while I'm breaking down the South Carolina shooting, but it's all very important because they're bringing the backdropping, is what I like to call this, into the crisis acting. Not that they haven't had it before, but it's looking a lot like some of the stuff that goes on here, and you'll see. Okay, so just watch her. You got your Indian guy right here with his son. You got the lesbian bowl cut, Asian demographic, the black man. I mean, to me, this is even more obvious than Trump's. Trump's is obvious. I mean, they had a couple guys back there that were obvious. You got your ginger with the blue tie, beard. You got your, conservative but wearing the neck a little loose. He's got it all the way up with the blazer. This guy's like sleeves rolled up, tie a little loose, maybe some sweaty pits. He's doing some dancing here. African Americans, I'm with her. I mean, it's obvious. It is so obvious. It's disgusting. Estoy contento. Like she's crying. Okay, she's crying. You see, look at, oh wow, yeah. Like, yeah, that wasn't staged. They told her to do this. Okay? Told them to pull out their phones. These guys are on the payroll. And what does this color look like? I know people will say it looks like red, but I learned something today on Russian vids about the Golden Gate Bridge. Or yesterday. It appears red, but if you actually look it up, these colors are more orange. And this is exactly the color of the Golden Gate Bridge. It is a orangey red.
Did anybody see that debate last night?
Cued. Every little instance. Everything here is cued. Phones recording. Yeah, we saw it. You whipped ass. Even though we're both fucking delusional idiots who are puppets. And it doesn't matter.
Oh!
Whoa!
And we put together.
Keep nodding. Keep nodding. Every time you nod, we'll give you $5.
Saying we could have the biggest turnout we've ever had. Now that kind of makes sense.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're going to have the biggest turnout ever.
We may have a record-setting turnout in this election.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You got that right. Record-setting. I wouldn't flatter yourself. All right? You have to probably pay these people to be behind you. You have to pay people to be at the DNC. Record-setting maybe in a way that you don't want to see. Nobody voting for you guys. Because you guys are jokers.
Some folks who follow this are saying we could have the biggest turnout we've ever had. Now that
Yeah. I love her reaction.
visions about where
Look at her overacting her ass off over here. She's really trying to get the money here. If I was watching it and paying them, I wouldn't be giving her less. She's blowing the cover. Now this is where she starts getting signals. And you'll see what I mean. I was telling people that I work with, and of course everyone's always like, yeah. But then they started realizing, wait, holy crap. Like, there is, like, every demographic behind me. I'm like, yeah, you idiots. Like, this is what goes on. Like, they're paying this girl. She's looking off the stage. I said that, and they're like, no, she isn't. She doesn't stop looking off the stage, and she starts switching her demeanor up. She's getting cues. It's so obvious. So obvious.
interested in that. And the simple answer is, my mother had such a neglected brothers. She would say she was so often
Look at her, too.
saved by the kindness of other people. You know, we overlook the importance of
Looking
just
to the
how
side.
we treat each other.
Looking to the
The
side, both of
respect
them.
we show.
Nodding.
The kindness, the
Clapping.
love that we show.
Yes. Overacting.
It wasn't until she herself was much older that my mother realized that that teacher fed her for that school year. Something she didn't have to do. But her love for her students, her recognition of a child who...
I mean, you're going to tell me that's not staged?
wasn't well taken care of.
Her moving her hand to her mouth. These people nodding.
And you get your chores done, you can go to high school.
I just noticed something funny in the back. It's like this guy's got a mullet here because he's like got his head like so perfectly in front of this lady. I wonder if that's part of the ad too. Like they obviously wouldn't have a guy up there. But hell, if we can make the illusion out of the corner of somebody's eye because they're focusing here that there's a mullet guy here too. We might as well hit out that demographic. Like that, I'm seeing little things that possibly be tactical placement of his head with the lady behind him where the camera is. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. Let's continue here.
And that's what my mother did for 4 years. She got up.
So you got her with the touching. She's getting touched by the mother story. This guy's a dad. He don't really give a shit too much about this part of the speech.
Early, and then she literally had to run.
Oh, he nodded. So he's knows about it a little bit, but he's not that focused on this.
I'm not just talking about what our government needs to do. I'm talking about what each of us can do to contribute. We do need to make sure.
See these yes men and women nodding their heads? I think that's enough of this video. I think everyone gets the point. We see the nodding of their heads. And it's like a weird, awkward, overacting nodding. It's like not a natural nodding. I mean, I'm not crazy, right? You guys are seeing this? Unnatural nodding, overacting, overdoing the nodding.
What our government needs to do. I'm talking about what each of us
Pre-nods.
can do
Pre-nods.
to contribute. We do need to make sure.
And heavy nodding. Alright. Now that was what this whole little tangent was about. Now let's go back.
And helping people that they don't even know get by that time.
Okay, so that was the plug. That's a great place to come back. I'm going to go just a little bit back so I can hear that one more time because she looks right into the camera after she says the most crucial line. So she says some stupid crap. Much like you had a bowl cut girl. You got this in the back. You got... She explains how he's a little hero, more or less. Alright? How he's a little superhero. Okay? One of two pictures they had of the kid. He's wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt. You got the dad in a very new, crispy, brand new one. And I'm not saying that he couldn't go out and get one for the for this news interview, but it's just like they're like, okay, you're wearing this pink one, okay, you're wearing this. I bet you these people aren't even in the same family. Like, they may not even know each other. These people might be added extras in the back. They subliminally confirm things in the back. She's talking about him as being a little hero. We got Ninja Turtles, pizza, fucking little hero written on the back of his shirt, and Batman, another superhero. Christ. They're trying to get the Christians on the side that might be on the fence about hoaxes and stuff. They're playing demographics here, and you'll see a lot of yes men and stuff, or yes women in the back here.
I stopped watching the news because I hated to watch every day that somebody was killed on the news.
So, this is a message subliminally to people that may just have, like, shut the news off because they're just like, oh my god, it's like literally every day now that there's either a black versus white cop shooting or black versus black cop shooting. It just is a shooting every day or incident every other day. So people might be shutting off their news, but no, this lady tells you you want to find hope in stories like her son dying, so that you know, pay her or something. I don't really know what her logic is. Let's just go see what she says again. And she looks right into the camera for the money. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I can hear the cash register. These guys are like, are we done yet? Or is that it's a girl? Are we done yet? Can we go home? Or can we go home? Is that a girl or a guy? I can't even tell. The both of them. Can't tell. Are we getting paid yet? I thought this was only going to take 2 minutes. She's really overacting this out.
The East Coast, the West Coast. There's good people in this world. And it took my son's death for me to realize that there are still good people in this world, because I had gave up.
Little hero,
I stopped watching the news.
It's all cute and timed. This is the little thing. She's going to kiss the baby, lift him up, make sure you see little hero, make sure you see him laugh. She does the nodding. It's like a freaking movie, dude. I'm literally losing my mind. The lighting, everything looks so cheesy to me. This looks like daytime television, but worse.
There's good people in this world. And it took my son's death for me to realize that there are still
looks to the side, baby lifted up.
I stopped watching the news.
Was he making sure the other guy here lifted that up? He might be related to this guy, but he looks like he looked over. He's like, dude, here's the part, lift the baby. Guys, like I said, I watched this at 5 o'clock this morning. I always run through these things live with you. I catch the things as I catch them. I watch. This guy's got they all have Batman? See what I mean? It's just, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I wish I could see what this is. I think it's that tap out shirt. So he's the tough guy. Under Armour, tap out. This is wardrobe. This is all wardrobe. These people were dressed.
For me to realize that there are still people in this world, because I had gave up. I stopped watching the news because I hated to watch every day that somebody was killed on the news. death.
You don't see him nod there. Like, what, they don't want anybody to agree with that? That we hate the news, we hate seeing that? Nobody nods to that. That would be a pretty good thing to nod at. Like, yeah, like, it's hateful. Let's all shut our TVs off. Nobody nods.
I hated that. And Jacob's death showed that that wasn't what the world's about. The world's about people coming together.
Yep, nod. Jacob's death was different because it's about people coming together and paying other people that they don't know.
During a time of crisis and helping people that they don't even know get by that time.
Okay, and we're not going to go back. I've done it enough.
What were some of Jacob's favorite things to do, to play with?
He loved to play his Xbox game. He loved it, and he loved to come and tell his daddy about levels that he had beat because he was 6 years old and could do things that a grown man couldn't do in those games. He was so smart. He could recite the whole, you know, the storyline of
yes,
a
yes,
game. He could recite
yes,
that
woman.
to you. He could, and he just loved it. He loved being a hero in those games. And
Hero, little hero. Remember the little hero back here?
I said, "What's that, baby?" He said, "I got superpowers." He said, "I'm Cat Boy. And at night when you and Mommy and Daddy are sleeping, I go out and I save the town." And I believe that that's what he's...
See, they're probably getting him to smile off camera. Tragedy is happy, and weird and awkward, and grinny and squinty.
Right now. He's Catboy.
Little hero. He's here to save us, the little hero. Pay us. Smiles. Death is funny. He's a little angel to save us.
So if you ever feel a chill on your back, a brush on your cheek, you know that that was my Jacob. Come.
Cue the wind. Cue the wind. Mic up the wind. I mean, blow wind in the mic. Like, are you kidding me?
When you and Mommy and Daddy are sleeping, I go out and I save the town. And I believe that that's what he's doing right now. He's Catboy.
Oh yeah, he's saving us all. No, this is imprisoning us all. All this garbage needs to stop. The scripted news, the heavy lighting, the cued moments, the even putting little babies in wardrobe with coded messages. It just needs to freaking stop. There's no way all these people are that into superheroes. It's all coded. This guy is the guy that like is supposed to deter hoaxers or people covering this as a freaking bullshit news story. He's like gonna be the guy that's gonna freaking knock you out with his cross here. I have no idea what that is over it or what that other necklace is.
He's Catboy, and he's here to save everybody. So if you ever feel a chill on your back, a brush on your cheek, you know that that was my Jacob coming to save the day.
Oh my goodness.
Is everybody okay? Anything else you want to add?
I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Oakdale Baptist Church. I want to thank Greenville Hospital. I especially want to thank Jacob's teacher, Miss Hollingsworth, that put her life in danger to get my baby to safety. And I want to thank Miss Carrie Burris. She's the 4K teacher at Townsville, and she has took care of my baby girl since the day that this has happened and treated her like her own. I want to thank Travis.
Look at this. I forgot. This was what I left to this morning. Because I was moving around. I barely watched it. I had it playing in the background. I could only see it. I didn't see eyes. I didn't see any of this. He's like, oh my God, just a little bit longer. Just a little longer and we got it. She overacted it, but we almost got it. This big ass freaking G here. Fucking Mason. Coded. This is all wardrobe. He's like the friggin' punchline of this whole thing, honestly. Watch.
Took care of my baby girl since the day that this has happened and treated her like her own. I want to thank Travis. I want to thank everybody that prayed. I can't begin to name names and start off. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, everywhere. Thank you for praying for my baby and putting love in your heart. Thank you.